If you're sending cold emails right now, the average reply rate is 0.1%. One reply for every 1,000 emails. I used to be stuck there as well, sending many emails, writing each one manually, and almost all of them landed in spam. Then I met 20 years old, closing 15 high-ticket deals per month with AI-powered emails, and I didn't believe it, but I decided to test it anyway. Now I'm booking 7 to 8 meetings every single day, and I will show you exactly how. Most people are doing one of those two things with cold email. The first group uses ChatGPT to write one template and sends it to hundreds of people. Nobody responds, and it's obviously a template that's generic email. The second group spends hours writing every email manually and still gets that 0.1% reply rate. The both approaches are broken. There is a third way that most people don't even know about, an AI-powered system that writes personalized emails at scale. Think about this personalization that makes people say, how do you know I am dealing with this exact problem? That's what most people reply to our emails. And now I'm not going to share with you the knowledge from books or courses. I will share with you everything that I learned from real practice of getting over 100 qualified appointments every single month. And by the way, if you want to land more clients, subscribe to my channel. I share knowledge here completely for free that others usually charge 5 to 6 figures. A year ago, I was sending 20 to 40 emails every day, writing every single one by hand. That's what exactly experts told me to do. Here's what my day exactly looked like. Finding a lead, researching their profile and company, figure out what to say, and then write the email, check for mistakes, and then send. About 20 minutes per email, sending 20 emails, and that's almost 5 to 7 hours a day. And after all that work, you hope you get some replies, but they either land in spam or people didn't feel resonated with what you wrote about. And I was getting maybe 1 to 2 meetings a week if I was lucky. So I started asking around what other people were doing. That's when someone told me about this young entrepreneur who just started his business and he was closing 15 high-ticket deals per month using AI-powered emails. My first thought was, there is no way that's real, but I was curious, so I reached out. When he showed me his setup, I had a paradigm shift. Imagine a team of AI agents working together. One agent is out there for finding the leads. Another one is there doing the research on each person. Another pulling information from LinkedIn, getting website information, recent news. Meanwhile, another agent using personalized emails based on frameworks you set up. And then there is another one managing all inboxes, sending emails throughout the day at a natural pace. After that, he showed me his results. He was spending about 2 hours per week on setup and getting 10 to 15 meetings booked every week. Meanwhile, I was spending 6 to 7 hours every single day just writing emails and getting 0 meetings. I told him, all right, I will give a try. That decision changed everything for me. Here's the harsh truth I had to accept. Manual email doesn't scale. The math is brutal. If you want 10 meetings per week at 0.1% reply rate, you need to send 10,000 emails. And for each email, you spend 20 minutes. That's over 3,000 hours of work. That's impossible. So people give up on personalization. They write one template, change the first name and company name, and send it to 500 people. Reply rate drops to 0 because everyone can tell it's a template. It's a generic email. You know when someone wishes you Merry Christmas on Facebook and writes Merry Christmas, hope you have an amazing day, and you can tell they have written that exact same message to 47 other people, and you know how it feels like. Compare that to this message. Hey, Merry Christmas. Remember that we have stayed until 3 a.m. trying to fix your car and ended up calling that truck guy? Good times. Let's grab a lunch this week. That's the difference between a template and real personalization. And that's exactly how people feel immediately. And here's what frustrates me the most. When I talk to business owners, they tell me, we have tried cold email, it didn't work for us. But when I ask them what they actually did, it was always the same story. They sent maybe 50 to 100 emails in total, all of them from one template, got nothing back and gave up, saying emails don't work in general. That's like trying to play the piano by playing one song badly and then saying, I guess yes, I'm not talented. You didn't even spend enough time to understand how it works, and you didn't spend enough time to know what will work for you. The companies making millions from cold email didn't get there by sending 50 emails. They got there because they were figuring out testing at scale. And now AI makes that possible for everyone. I talk to thousands of companies every month. Most either avoid cold email entirely or do it manually. And accepting terrible results as normal, they think cold email is dead. Meanwhile, there are millions in opportunities left on the table because they haven't figured out that AI can do in 60 seconds what used to take 20 minutes. And here's the controversial part. AI does this better than you can do it manually. Think about it. When you're writing 47th email of the day, are you really doing deep research, or are you trying to finish this work because you are exhausted? It's like when you're driving somewhere new for the first time versus hundreds of times. First time you are paying attention to every sign, every turn, every market. After 100 times, you are on autopilot. You think about other things. Sometimes you miss your turn because you were not really paying attention. That's what actually happens when you write your 31st email of the day. You think you are doing your best, but your brain switched to autopilot. And AI never goes on autopilot. Let me walk you through how this system actually works, and more importantly, why it works. This is not just asking ChatGPT to write you an email. When people say AI sounds robotic, that's usually because they went to ChatGPT, typed write me a cold email, and got some generic garbage that nobody wants to read. What actually works is completely different. You are using AI tools that are built specifically for email, and you train them on how to write so they sound like you. And here's why it matters. Imagine you had an assistant who could read everything about a person in 30 seconds. Their LinkedIn profile, their company website, recent news about their business, and then that assistant could write an email that sounds exactly like you, mentioning specific things that matter to that person. That's what these AI tools do. One finds the leads that you are looking for, another one researching each person, and another one writing emails in your style. So it takes about an hour per week to set this up, then it runs by itself. Here's why research part is so important. Most people send emails without knowing anything about the person they are writing to. So the email feels generic and cold. But when AI researches something, it can find something specific to that person. Maybe they just got promoted, maybe their company just raised money, or maybe they posted something on LinkedIn last week about problem they are dealing with. When you mention that specific thing in your email, the person reading this thinks, wait a second, this person actually knows about me. This is not just a generic spam email. That is why people respond, not because the email is perfect, but because it feels like you are caring enough to learn about them before reaching out. Now, I will give you the structure of the email that you can use immediately. It has 4 parts. First of all, mention something specific about them. This proves you are not just copy-pasting. Then second, describe the problem they are probably dealing with. Make it specific enough that they think, yes, that's exactly what I'm struggling with right now. The third one, show them that you helped someone else with this exact same problem. And fourth, ask one simple question that's easy for them to say yes or no. You train AI on emails you have written before, you show your examples, and then it writes new emails that sounds like you. Not like a robot, but exactly like you. And when you get this right, they respond saying, how did you know that I was dealing with exactly this problem? Because the research was good enough, what you wrote actually connected with them, what they care about. By the way, if your goal is to get more clients, make sure you subscribe to this channel. I'm sharing for free what most coaches used to charge 5 to 6 figures. Now, the critical part is scaling. You cannot send everything from one mailbox. That will kill your deliverability within the days. Here's why. Imagine you have a friend who never texts you, never calls you, and then suddenly one day they send you 100 messages in a row. You first thought, is this going to be what is wrong? Is this account hacked? Is this a spam? You are probably going to ignore most of these messages or maybe block them that they stop writing you. But if that same friend sends you 100 messages within the week at a normal pace, you will probably answer all of these messages, right? That's exactly how email providers think about your sending. If one email addresses suddenly starts sending hundreds of emails per day, they look at this and think, this is not real person having real conversation. This is automated spam. And they are starting filtering everything you sent. But when you spread those same emails across multiple mailboxes, where each mailbox only sending 20 or 30 emails per day, it looks like multiple real people having real conversations with their prospects. Now, some of you might be thinking, but Sabir, doesn't this take a long time to set this up? I don't have time to learn new tools and also train AI systems. I totally get it, but here's the reality. You are already spending 5 to 7 hours a day writing emails manually and getting almost nothing back. What if you spend 3 to 4 hours one time and set this up and then you are done? Investing one afternoon to setting entire thing up and it will be running always, or you will be sending emails and spending 5-7 hours a day. The question is not whether you have time to set this up. The question is whether you can afford to keep wasting 5 to 7 hours every single day on something that's not working. And here's what changed for me. Before, I was sending 20 to 40 emails per day, written by hand, everything going to spam and getting me 0 meetings. Then after building the system, 7 to 8 meetings are booked every single day. Setup time is about an hour a week. I've helped hundreds of companies to do the same thing. A lot of them went from making 5 figures a month to 6-7 figures a month. The only difference is they stopped doing it manually and they started using systems that actually scale. And I'm not just talking about big companies with huge budgets. I'm talking about the solo entrepreneurs, tech founders, small agencies, consultants, people just starting out who went from struggling to get meetings to having more opportunities that they can handle. And one guy I worked with, he was a consultant trying to get clients. He was spending an entire day writing personalized emails, getting maybe 1 meeting every 2 weeks. We set up this system for him, trained the AI on this writing style, got everything running. Within the first week, he booked 11 meetings. Within a month, he had so many calls booked that he had to start turning people away because he couldn't handle all the volume. That's not an exception. That's what happens when you stop fighting against the math and start using the system that actually work. The only difference between him and the people still struggling that he was willing to try something new. Something that actually works. I know what you're thinking. This sounds too good to be true. I thought the exact same thing when young entrepreneur showed me his setup. But here's the reality. The tools are already existing. The infrastructure already works. The results are already proven. The only question is whether you are actually going to do it or you are not going to do it. Most people have convinced themselves that cold email is dead, that everyone's inbox is too crowded, that AI just makes everything sound robotic and spammy. They are completely wrong, but their belief in those myths is that keeping them stuck. Cold email is not dead. Manual cold email is dead. Bad email is dead. If you're still researching every single prospect by hand and writing every email from scratch and spending hours every single day, you are competing against people who use AI-powered systems that do the same work in short time with better results. And while you are doing it the old way and accepting terrible results as normal, there are millions of dollars in opportunities sitting on the table and you are not taking them. And here's what I want you to do. This week, try these 50 emails, use AI tools that are made for cold email specifically, not just ChatGPT. Set up a simple infrastructure, train on how you write, let it research your client profile. Then watch your reply rate. And if you want me to show you exact tools I use, how to set everything up, how to train AI sounds like you, just leave a comment. If enough people want it, I will make a detailed video about it. I've helped hundreds of companies to do this, and I can help you too. You just have to be willing to try something new. Cold email used to be hard because it took too long to personalize. So people use templates and templates don't work. Templates are too generic. AI changed that. You can personalize emails fast enough that it actually makes sense to do it. I went from everything landing in spam to 7-8 meetings every day. Not because I'm special, because I built systems that work. And you can build the same system. Cold emails are not dead. Again, bad emails are dead. Bad email systems are dead. Use AI to help you write better, not to spam people. Now, go and try it. And if you want to scale, make sure you subscribe. I will share more content about sales and business growth that can help you to get to the next level.